There are 3 things that you must do before you get to your later years. You want to know what 3 things? Watch the video. Hi, welcome to my channel. I am Frank Iñiguez, the ambassador of reading. And today's topic, cool topic, I didn't even realize I would be talking about this. However, I think it's a great thing to talk about. It's 3 things that I'm going to recommend you do before your age comes up and then you realize, oh my goodness, I should have done it. So first thing that I'm going to recommend, if you still have time, because many people think they don't have time, and they don't have time because they didn't slow down to think of what they needed to do. And the number 1 thing that I recommend that you do is pay off your house. Now, there's a lot of people with the mentality of, hey, no one pays off their house. Get out of that mentality. Work on paying off your house. I have a video that talks about how to pay off a house in 10 years or less, and it's very, very feasible. If you got a loan according to what your income is and what you produce, you should be able to pay it off in 10 years or less. So first things first, pay off your house. Pay it off before you get to that age where your income is not gonna match what your expenses are. And one of the hardest things for people to do is pay the mortgage. And I would get into the word mortgage, but I didn't do it in the Spanish video, so I'm not gonna get into it here. However, work on paying off your house. Many people don't think about it, or they think they can't. If you don't do it now, as you get older, it's gonna get harder. So the sooner you get to it, the sooner you do it on paying off your house, that's the number 1 thing, because now that income that you're giving up to the bank, it's going to be for you to use. As you get older, you're not going to be able to produce as much as you're producing in your working years. Second thing, a car. Get a nice working car. If possibly, get a new car. It doesn't have to be a fancy car. However, it does have to be a nice running car, a car that takes you to from point A to point B with no problems. In our earlier years, our hands are good at doing manual stuff, and if a battery goes out or the starter goes out or you get a flat, you're able to go ahead and handle that problem. But as we get older, things are not going to be that way. So you want a good running car, and calculate your cars. I was calculating my truck that I bought. I love my truck. I just bought it maybe a couple of years ago, and I was calculating. It's a great running truck. I'm not going to tell you what kind of car to buy or anything like that. You figure it out, because I mean, then why this car or why that car? But do get a running car. My truck that I bought, I'm calculating, is going to take me for the next 15 years, no problems. So I'm 55, so 15 more would be 60, 70 years. So I'm thinking I'm going to start making my savings now, so that when my 15 years are up, I'm ready for a new, and it's not going to be a truck, it's going to be a car. I want to be nice and comfy. And that last car, I'm calculating, it's going to take me for 20 years. Now, if you want a car to last you for a long time, you got to take care of it. I know that in my first videos, I tell you about taking care of you, drinking water, fiber, flossing, and all that. Well, for your car, it's the same thing. You need to check the water. You need to check the oil. Do oil changes constantly. And that car could take you forever. It could take you for a long time. So I'm calculating my next car is going to take me to 90. At that age, I don't plan to drive anymore. I plan to call it quits, call it a day, I'm done. So things that you have to do is pay off your house and get ready with a nice car that's not going to give you any trouble. Now, one more thing, and I know that for some of you it's going to be good, because some of you are watching at an early age. I had a comment from a 17-year-old, and I'm very proud of our community. It's a very peculiar community. From my perspective, I think you like good stuff that's going to benefit you, your family, your community, the world. One more thing, if you can find a way to create residual income. Now, my wife and I, we retired early, I think at the age of 40. And the reason why we were able to do that is because we had a couple of homes that were producing income that's always going to be coming in. So as long as it comes in, we're always going to have income. Now, if you wait for your age, and here in the United States, we have our government that sets money aside so that at the end of our non-working years, we get some money. However, it drops very dramatically. So if your house is not paid for and you don't have a good running car and you don't have residual income, guess what? It's going to be kind of tough. But if you have your house paid off, your car is in great running condition, it's a brand new car, and you have some sort of residual income besides what the government gives you, man, you're going to have it well off. You're not going to be worried in your later years. But if you don't handle it now, later on in your as we turn every page to our life, those pages, those later pages, it's going to be tough. So those three things I strongly suggest that you do. Pay off your house, get a nice running car, and get some sort of residual income. Now, it doesn't have to be homes, it doesn't have to be real estate. That's my residual income. But for other people, I've heard people say multi-level marketing, and they choose the correct one, and they get into it, and they do a few years, and they do what they have to do. And from what they tell me, they're going to be getting income for the rest of their life. Now, that's another way. Now, I'm not going to tell you which way to go. I mean, you figure it out. But if you handle those three things, the house, the car, and residual income, I think you're headed to a wonderful direction. Now, one more thing. Maybe you're not reading as much because your time doesn't allow you to, or maybe because you haven't figured it out that you're wasting too much time doing things that you're not supposed to do. However, I'm going to recommend that you get a selection of books like The Alchemist or my book, What Are You Looking For? I'll have it in English too. Think and Grow Rich, The Magic of Believing. There are many, many great books. Start getting suggestions from people that you trust are going to recommend a nice book. Have your set of books ready. Man, that sounds like a beautiful life. Imagine your house paid for, a nice car, a nice running car, residual income, and some wonderful books. I think that's going to be phenomenal. So those are the things that you must do if you want to have a fun time in your later years. Many people don't plan for it. They say, you know what, I'm going to move in with my son or my daughter. And many times it doesn't turn out like they think it's going to turn out. They get a little uncomfortable. But for those people that do plan it, I think it's going to be great. Very well. If you want to get a copy of my book, if you want to find out about me, you can go to my website. It's frankiniguez.com. You can look it up and see if you want to get a copy and know a little bit more about me. Very well. We're going to leave it at that. Till next time, your friend, the ambassador of reading, Frank Iniguez, wishing you well today and always, knowing that you will find and get what you are looking for. Congratulations and thank you for watching until the end. If you like the information, there are more videos that you can watch. Also, if you're not part of this community yet where you're subscribed, you can subscribe down here. Also, make your comments. I love reading comments, and share because that's what makes the channel grow. Thank you and welcome to the channel.